Would you trust your best friend to be an authorized user on your credit card? Honestly, answer wisely.
At Chime, we know it's not always easy to talk about money with your friends. That's why we're inviting a few old friends to our studio to break the ice. After answering a series of questions, each person will try and guess each other's credit score. This is Talk Money to Me.
Hello, my name is Hilary EJ. My name is Angelique Muyangu.
Hi, my name is Jade.
Hi, I'm Theresa.
Kirita.
Andy Omangara. And we're besties.
So, what is a credit score? A credit score is a 3-digit number that represents how creditworthy you are, or how likely lenders think you are to repay your loans. The higher your score, the better shape your credit is in.
If you won $1 million, what's the first thing you would buy? I mean, I wish I could say it was enough to buy a basketball team. It would definitely be a house. A house with a basketball court.
I feel like the first thing that I would buy is some type of luxury gift for my mom. She loves tote bags or like cute glasses. Like she likes, you know, cute stuff.
I would really like to be able to move somewhere that wasn't roach infested.
That'd be cute.
You know, that's such a simple ask.
Yeah. Would you buy a house or would you just get like a nice...
Isn't it crazy that I was thinking about just a better apartment? I had $1 million.
I would want to buy like a theater.
A theater? Like a cinema theater?
No. Like a
to put on a play?
Yeah.
I would make one.
Okay.
Do I have to buy something? Can I invest? I'm like trying to make more money. First class with Emirates. I think that's the best way. I think it's like really up there with price, so why not take a nice vacation?
If I had $1 million, I'd probably just how much is a house in LA? I'd get a really hot condo. Yeah. Have you ever talked about your finances with one another?
You know, we have, because we buy a lot of things together, actually being friends and enjoying activities.
I think we've made a lot of choices based off what the other one wants to do. I think it's very easy to have this conversation with you. Since I'm broke.
I may feel a bit more uncomfortable talking about it than you do. You're like an open book. You don't care. Me, I'm like,
I just feel comfortable with doing it because I know we do a lot of things together. We have a lot of like dreams and aspirations. When you're able to talk about it with me, I feel like it makes you feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, because at least like when you put it out there on a table, it diffuses like this weird stigma that comes with it, because like in general, you're just taught to just, you know, keep your money in your pocket, don't speak.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I'm like, you need to stop spending.
Right.
You're like, I can't. I was shopping at this.
What was your biggest purchase last year? I had just booked that co-star role. So I got, you know, a little money to spend. So I bought designer shoes.
That's right. Mine might have been shoes too. It might have been those like orange chunky Converse. Wow. I also got shoes.
Look at that! I made a short film last year and I spent money on the insurance, the permits, and all those things. So like I paid for it by myself, and that was my biggest purchase last year.
Plane tickets to South Africa.
That's true.
That one broke my pocket. Return plane tickets too.
My BMW that got totaled.
I'll probably say my car then too. My old car got totaled and then I had to buy a new car. I drove it from Texas out here, and I love my car and I love Shadow. That's her name. Shadow. I love Shadow. That's my baby.
How would you describe each other's spending habit?
Free.
Yours is more intentional. It depends. It depends on if it's your career or a passion project. You're like spend money to make money, and you're definitely more responsible with your money than I am.
I think you make decisions based off of what you want to do in the moment. If you don't plan ahead, those can definitely be a little bit more expensive. But for the most part, I don't think you're like out here shopping crazy.
With your spending habits, you're actually really consistent. Something I've picked up about you is you think ahead and you have your responsibilities in order. You have your priorities in order. And do you treat yourself every once in a while? Definitely, like every other human. But I've actually never met anyone else who's so consistent about being certain about how they're spending their money.
Very selective. Very selective. When you see something, your thought process is, do I need this? Is it going to benefit me? I feel like you ask yourself a couple questions before you actually make a purchase. Whereas me, I'm kind of more like, I am the prize. If I see it and I can buy it, I'm probably gonna buy it.
You go cop it. Yes, you definitely are more of the spender.
How many credit cards do you have?
She's being rude. I have 0. I technically even have like -1 at this point because I applied for one that I didn't finish my application.
I have one because I've been trying to build my credit and I did a lot of research before getting one. So I'm actually her biggest bully because I've been bullying her to get a credit card forever. Because I moved here like a couple of years ago, I'm still fresh at building credit. So I didn't want to make hasty decisions or like silly decisions and get lost. So that's why I took my research very seriously.
I only really started getting to the idea of building credit and like planning my finances over the past few months, just because, you know, I'm an international student and up until 5 months ago, I didn't even have a social security number.
There's also a little bit of a culture difference in South Africa. There's a lot of people who do choose to buy things cash and don't really consider building credit as a priority. So adjusting to that when moving here was a big deal.
6? It's cash back. It's cash back. So I think that as you get older, you tend to be more prone to open more credit cards because you have bigger purchases happening. You kind of read more into the incentives of the cards, the benefits of the cards. As long as you're paying them on time, you're more than likely to open up another card.
I have 2 credit cards. I had a credit card during college, but obviously as a college kid, you definitely not working with very much. So it's like, I'm not gonna go and rock, you know, we done rocking the boat. And I'm got a job now where I'm like, okay, cool, I'm getting paychecks now. So I went ahead and opened up another one. Well, no.
Really? I think 3.
You have 3 credit cards? 4 credit cards?
When I first got out of college, my mom was like, get one of these like starter credit cards. She said to pay with it and then just pay how much you spend immediately.
Name 2 things that affect your credit score.
Late payment and the overuse of a card.
When they run your credit score, that affects your credit score.
The credit inquiries?
Yeah.
Amount of cards, age. I think it's age of your oldest card.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's age of your newest card.
No. How long you have the card, how often you pay, and then what was it?
And like usage too.
Yeah, how much you spent.
Yeah, I think you can't go over like 60% of what you spend.
That's not true because I've been over the limit before.
And how's your credit score doing?
Better than yours, I think.
Paying them on time and... Wait, like medical bills can affect your credit score?
Pay for rent.
Yes, paying for rent, and car payments and different payments on different things can also affect your credit score. 100% sure. In fact, yes.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
Do you have any outstanding loan?
I have never taken a loan out.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really scared. And I'm really scared? Yeah, because loan sharks.
I have loans. School loans.
Yeah.
That's the only loans I have.
My outstanding loan would be my new car, would be my Kia that I just got a lease on in college.
Student loan. Really? I'm going to talk to the government about that.
No? Well, for the most part, no. South Africa, I really exclusively only use cash. I hated the fact of having money so accessible to me on my phone or using cards or anything with technology. Up until I moved to LA, which is the city for using things electronically, I would still very much use cash.
I haven't had the need to take out a loan for anything really, so no. My family, especially like my parents, they prefer to wait until they're ready to buy something cash than just like, it's just like, you know, credit.
Would you trust your best friend to be an authorized user on your credit card?
Honestly,
Answer wisely.
no. I think it's also just one of those things where we're taught to just be in charge of your own finances and stuff like that.
My answer is yes, I would trust my best friend with my credit card, only because I feel like it does have benefits, especially for you specifically, because I know you're working on your credit score. I feel like if the person is willing to do that though, the benefit is even greater.
Are you gonna use it? Yes, I would. I don't think you would spend it without telling me.
Yeah, same here. Like if it's not mine, I'll definitely
Absolutely.
be more conscious about it.
I'm kidding. I mean, I trust you with a lot. I think I've left you with my debit card. Like I really like traveled and like take care of everything. So yes, I would trust you. Would you trust me?
Yeah, I mean, I literally know where you live. And I know where your family lives. So like, I feel like we wouldn't do that to each other or like use each other's credit card without each other's permission. If you ask, I most likely will lend it, depending on the amount and depending on the person. But if you owe me money once and I see you spend it, I'm judging you. Like, that's changing how much I trust you as a person.
No, you're actually really right, because I know there's people who will owe you money and then you'll see their Instagram story and they are bawling. And when they're talking to you, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm struggling so much. So I understand where you're coming from.
Who is more generous with their money?
You are. You're so generous for doing it.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, if a Capricorn hasn't spent money on you, that means they don't love you.
Oh.
And I was like, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's her. It's her.
You have a friend who used to say, like, money always comes back. It doesn't really matter as long as you keep working. It always comes back. So I don't mind being generous with money.
Yeah. I'm generous with my money with certain people. It's hard for me to let go or to spend money. That's why also my budget is so tight, because I've already thought about the repercussions of said expenditure if I will have money for another item or another activity or whatever the case is.
You are just across the board though. Like, you're a generous person.
You know, it's really easy to be generous when you have it. I think what makes being generous authentic is, even if you don't have it, are you still willing to give?
How much would you be willing to lend the other person?
Your mom is literally friends with my mom. You're not going anywhere. So I would give you as much as you needed.
I give you as much as I have, because I feel like my sister. Like, I wouldn't mind helping you whenever you need it.
I think our biggest flaw is saying we'll do the math later, and we never do the math. I don't even know how much money we owe each other. We'll just like, one day, and then it doesn't happen, and we're like, okay, we'll start now at zero.
I'll lend you as much as I can. If I can't give you the full shebang, I'll go out different ways and see like what other ways that I could, you know, chip in whatever I can't completely give, you know?
Same to you. I don't really think there's a number that I can necessarily put on it, but I would definitely be willing to lend you whatever it is you needed to get to where you need to be or what you might need to get.
If we had money. If I did and you needed money, I would, you know, probably give you up to 1,000 or 5,000.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know.
It really depends.
It depends.
What is it for? How urgent do you need it?
Now that they've had a chance to talk money, it's time to guess each other's credit score.
Because of her having 6 credit cards and the whole divide and conquer answer that she gave, I'm guessing you're a very intentional spender, but you do have some debt. I'm going to guess
550.
Oh, okay. I'm working on it. It's not terrible, but it could be better.
750.
I'm pretty close. It's actually 753. Your answer was pretty accurate.
625.
Okay. The answer is
694.
Oh, we're doing better than you think. I didn't say 540 like I originally thought.
Wow.
Unlike you, I'm gonna be very generous. I know you're also still starting out, so I'll give you like a...
Even though you do have just 2 credit cards, I feel like you do take care of those cards that you have. I'm gonna say
it's definitely under 7.
704. Hey, wow, I'm sure.
I know. I'm not surprised because I do only have 2 credit cards and because of how frugal I am.
650.
Okay.
Oh, baby, it's really good. I was at 770 before I started.
620. You're a bit too generous there. I do not have credit. I actually did try to like open a credit card to build my credit, but my application got messed up and I needed to let it expire before I could submit. As I'm living in LA, I'm seeing the benefits to have one. I would love to build my credit so that I can actually one day like purchase a house.
I think it was actually fun to normalize a conversation instead of it kind of being so shielded, potentially like a negative conversation, be able to twist that around and turn that into a learning experience.
There should be no shame or stigma about talking about your finances. I would say start with yourself. Like, don't ask them like, what's your blank. Talk about yourself that people feel more.
Correct. Yes.
I think old friends should share money secrets. The longer the friendship, the more you want each other to thrive. And if you want your friends to thrive, they're gonna give them some tips and tricks.
For more money conversations, tutorials, and tips, subscribe to youtube.com/chime.